It is time for In the Blender episode 2. We have finally gotten our studio. We are feeling professional. We're feeling good. My name is Disciples, and I am joined here with my boy Fallen. Fallen, how we doing today, my friend?
Good, legendary. How you doing, my boy?
I'm doing legendary. I've never heard anyone say that, but that's how I'm doing today. So, what are we going to be talking about today? I got a few things up my sleeve before the rapid fire, but
I think to start it out, we need to talk about Octane.
What about him?
MVP at this last major.
Yep.
Boy's been doing his thing for countless years now.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the best, most consistent AR Call of Duty has ever seen?
Best, most consistent AR.
Just pure AR, not flex player. You know, we got the Crims, we got the Karmas running AR, but same to lure, man.
Listen, all I'm saying is, long term, that's the only reason I think your argument holds any weight, because you are speaking down on Matthew Piper right now, dude. And that can't be ignored at the fact that when it comes to consistency, there's literally not been an AR to do what he's done. Besides his teammates, you know what I mean? The people he's done it with.
I think Formal's in a class of his own, though. He's a Halo COD person, so you can't.
Is Shotzi in a class of his own?
Yeah.
You would give him that?
And world champions in Call of Duty. I mean, that's just like.
That is very typical.
What I mean?
They both are in a class of their own, but I mean,
I'm talking just pure Call of Duty. I know he has a champ. They got matched up on chance.
So you telling me
they could go for that back to back?
Ooh, I think he's more. I don't necessarily think he has better gun talent than Asilium.
No.
But is he more of a dynamic player in terms of impact on the map? I would say that you're holding a pretty reasonable argument.
That's my whole thing. Because don't get me wrong, in a 1v1, Formal's gunnies.
Yeah. I mean, in any 1v1 with his advantage, I think
Octane would even say the same thing.
Yeah, 100%. But I do think that you have a point. Well, even gunny-wise, I don't even think Formal was the best gunny we've ever seen as an AR. I would honestly give that to Asilium. But in terms of impact, I would still give Formal the edge on Octane, because I do think that he was arguably the best IGL we've had in history was Formal whenever he was kind of calling our plays or telling us to calm down, etc., etc. I do think that that's unfuckwithable, but you've already clarified that you think he's in a class of his own. So we will move on to the next topic.
Yes, sir.
That was relatively agreeable. I like that. Octane, you're a fucking dog and you're getting your flowers finally, and I like that. It's nice.
It's been all around too, bro.
What do you think about, I would say, arguably the best branding in the CDL coming to an end this week with the Florida Mutineers? Trash fucking team. Blow it up. Blow it up, dude. But
hey, Capsidal, my guy.
Oh, they have good players. I'm not saying
I hope you go somewhere, but
damn,
y'all suck, bro.
Every single player on that team deserves to be a pro. But that fucking team is
I feel like that's just like a ranked team. Like, everybody's in the rank and like in that pro caliber. But they got no cohesion.
Oh, yeah, they don't have any vibes.
They don't have any vibes. Lobby, bro. And it's like
the Mutineers, dude. I mean, like Florida being a C type, you know, an ocean state. The Mutineers having that fucking, you know, Davy Jones type, whatever mascot it was, the Kraken or whatever it is. It was just a nice, like, it was perfect. And they had at Mutineers on everything. Now they're gonna be at Miami Heretics. Just a L. Big fucking L, in my opinion.
I think maybe on the branding side, maybe a little bit L. But at the same time, like, they're claiming Miami now. Like, you know, they're getting that South Florida, that Heat vibe, the Miami Heat, Miami Vice down there, you know what I'm saying?
Miami Mutineers was hard, though.
Imagine, okay, Miami Mutineers could be hard.
But you're not arguing that the branding's better. But keep going,
imagine, though, we're showing up to the Miami Major. And it's like they got Miami Vice themed jerseys.
They better have Vice. Like, all that's the only saving of the brand.
Honestly, they did miss out on not doing that colorway.
The colorway was tough that they did, but yeah, Miami. If you're in Florida, you do the fucking pink and blue, dude.
And I think it's honestly just like, I mean, Heretics is like a tough ass name, you know what I mean?
Heretics is, but not Team Heretics.
It's so
like,
it's
that's
like,
they're gonna be Miami Heretics. Well, I don't like it that much. I don't like it that much personally, but that's just an opinion thing. I think that they're losing out overall in terms of the branding, but nonetheless, I wish them the best. I hope that, you know, they blow the fuck up out of the team. And
well, I think this gets into our next point. Or one of my next points. I think that the franchise system has failed.
Yeah.
I don't know what they can do about it.
Failed in terms of what? Because I'm a hard argue you here.
In the perfect world, they want to make it like NBA or MLB where they're playing. Kind of like what the Overwatch League did, and we saw how that shit failed instantly. But where you playing this many games this week, you're traveling to this place just to play those couple matches and like the majors and stuff. It's just like, I think there either needs to be a lot more franchise teams because it's like you got 40 players.
There should be 15 in my opinion. Not anymore, but it shouldn't be 12. I agree.
And it's just like, I don't know, there's not enough. I feel like what changes a lot of sports, especially in Call of Duty, are the young, different. And I'm not saying the young guns are going to come in and overtake the old heads, just like the NBA
but like
right
a
now.
Scrappy coming in, like people who are making
just giving them the ideas and
and
changing the way the game's play that makes continue. And this is a hard game to have a skill gap, but it's needed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I think that they have drastically failed in the setup, and I can see that they're trying. We got a ranked play, so we got to fucking appreciate that they're trying to get a competitive nature.
The ranked play when the game's fucking dead in the springtime. Like, oh, let's give them ranked play.
See, but this time it was a little different. It was a little bit before springtime. They at least gave it to us in the middle of the winter.
And I tip my hat to the ranked play. Activision suck my dick, but that's some fire ranked play.
It's a good ranked play overall. Matchmaking system's kind of trash. I think that it has failed in terms of the organizing and the structure of the league, but in terms of peak viewership, in terms of storylines being created again, it's almost starting to feel like a Ghosts, in my opinion. Like we're starting to get so many storylines that every single match has something on the line. Someone doesn't like someone on that match. So in that terms, I think that we have started to form rivalries. The problem isn't the CDL, it's the bubble of video games and competitive games popping slightly. We definitely just got some air out of it with all those investors leaving, and that's what we're seeing directly with Call of Duty, because a lot of those investors happen to be invested in the Call of Duty team. So we're seeing all this rebranding, all these couple teams thinking about falling out. In the first 3 years, we had 4 or 5 different rebrandings. That shows that it's the investors more than it is the CDL itself, in my opinion. But speaking of storylines, I'm really curious. What do you think of? What is Fallen's take on the Draza? Because I'm a shit talker, so you already know what the fuck I'm gonna say. What's your take on Draza Ghosty situation? Whose side are you on? Do you have a side? And do you think that everyone is blowing this up out of proportion?
I got a few points.
Damn! Go ahead. Sorry. Jeez, sorry.
Let me find my bearing real quick. All right, hold up. Draza, he's him. Yes, he's a solid player. I'll give it to him.
He's on Adderall. I don't know why.
He's cracked out.
Very good player.
He might just be naturally high. You know what I'm saying?
He may be.
But my thing is, yes, you won champs last year, but so have 30 other players. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His team that he's built around, he had Envoy, Kenny, Sam, like
all dogs, all 3 dogs.
It's not like he is straight carried or whatever.
And he is a great player, and you're not taking away from that. Yeah.
It's just like the ego that he has for being a second-year player. Or no, did he start in Cold War?
Third year. He started in Cold War, but
I'm
almost positive he got brought up in Cold War. Like
and then he got brought up and then dropped and then brought back.
Yeah, because that was the crazy year for 100 Thieves. That's how it happened.
Third-ish year. I just feel like his ego is way too big. It's kind of like a scrap. It's like you're getting mad at Ghosty for saying
not as bad as scrap, but it is up there. Yeah.
But he's getting mad at Ghosty for saying give me that money in a 10K bounty match. I promise you're doing the same thing, bro. When Ghosty was
playing challengers last week, he wants that shit. I was gonna say,
I promise you're doing the same shit, bro. Like he just got way too big an ego. He's taking it to heart. You know what I'm saying?
I think no one was wrong. Listen, man. If me and you are being best fucking friends, I don't care what no one says.
We 1v1 for 10K.
We 1v1 for 10K, and you or shoot my body, kill number 4. You're getting talked cash shit when I win. Cash shit on the mic. I'm telling everybody, this dude's been trying to catch me for 10 years, and I just stole 10 bands from. Yeah, dude. I'm trying. Uninstall the game. Fucking, I'm screaming at you. I'm screaming at your mom. I'm screaming at your kid.
Hey, don't bring Kathy into this.
I love you, Kathy. You know I'm not talking about you directly. I'm talking about the. Anyways, I'm being like Stylebender. Hey, kid, and I'm choking out and I'm falling down because you said something to me. If there was respect, we're showing it the whole time. If you're gonna teeter a line, I'm teetering a line, and I I actually respect what Draza said because someone on Thieves has to be a heel. He's the only one willing to. Sam's a great guy. Kenny's a good guy who has a little weird take sometimes, like in terms of being kind of confrontational. But my point is that Envoy ain't going to confront anyone if they talk shit, especially not OpTic, because he loves OpTic. So it's not. And then speaking of another point, did you see that Envoy tweeted out the pool picture from OpTic Studios? If you didn't see this, I'll tell you. Dude, right after he won for the second time against the most undefeated team in that going into that major, he posted a picture of him and I think it was him and Octane or him and Kenny pointing into the pool, and it had an OpTic logo. And people were raging at him. I'm like, dude, he just won a major. He can talk his shit. He loves OpTic. Like, that's a well aware.
See, and that's exactly the point I'm getting at. Is people are just a little too soft with it nowadays. Coming from basketball background.
Not in this scene. It's not reasonable to be soft, knowing what we know and how Call of Duty is.
It's like coming from basketball. I go block someone's shot. Give me that shit, bitch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Get up, little boy.
He ain't gonna hear that, and then the whole game, he's just like, or like the rest of his life, he's just like literally any tournament he's just gunning for. It's just like that's just how it is. If I beat any team, like I'm talking some shit.
What did you say to me mid game last? We were literally playing 2 nights ago. You said to me when I was talking shit right after a 2-0 in control, we had one more round. You said, "Hey, we'll calm it down. I don't want them to try so hard." Because everyone knows that's what lights the fire in competition. I don't give a fuck what no one says. It's been here since the gladiator times. Them telling, I'm going to kill you. And the person who said that probably got killed. It's just how it is. Like, it's always going to be here. We're always going to talk shit because that's what competition is. It fuels a flame within competitors who I'm just going to say within men, because we're talking about, there's no women in Call of Duty esports right now. It fuels a flame in our drive and our pride and our passion for winning a moment. You can't lose when someone's talking shit to you. I can't let you get this satisfaction. That's why I think it's perfectly needed, perfectly fine in a competitive sport. We're talking about content creators. You can cancel a content creator for telling a fucking 18-year-old to suck his dick in a mean way. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up to do in a public match. Like, that's very hypocritical of me to say because I'll fucking say it. But you get what I'm saying. Like, 100%. Pick your battles. In any competition, it's not needed.
And it's like, keep the beef going. Just don't make it, like, personal.
Yeah, you know don't make it personal. Like, they did.
I mean,
I don't
make
think
it
anyone
personal.
really did.
It's
I think Draza got close to making it personal, but all he did was fucking slammed. That's fine to me.
But it's like, it's just like, if I won the basketball game and got interviewed afterwards, it's like, yeah, you remember when you said, give me that shit? Yeah, fucking slammed. Yeah. It's like, okay.
You just dropped 30 on them. Yeah. And you said, give me that shit. The last block, he hits a 3 in your face right away. You're fucking shit. Yeah. Slammed. You're just like, dog, I just blocked 4 shots in a row.
It's like, my boy. Like, I get it. Talk your shit, but like.
For sure. But what are you even on? Exactly. So I see your point. I completely agree. I think that's a great thing for the league. You want to know what else is a fucking great thing for the league? Doug Sitzer Martin not winning a championship. Fuck no. Doug, you're not a bad dude, but holy fuck,
you make yourself the dedication, but
he makes himself dislikable because I know it's half of it's an act. I don't give a fuck. No one says half of it's an act.
Well, he goes on there and he's just like, I'm literally better than Scuff.
He's a good dude.
All these dudes. I'm like,
you wonder why you haven't won a chip? Because all your best players go to the actual league. And you get the next best players, and those best players always have the 4th fucking guy not doing nothing. Doug Sitzer Martin, you are the 4th without a mic in ranked play, my friend. You are the weakest link on the team, Doug Sitzer Martin, and I'm talking to you directly. You can't argue it because, you want to know what he is though? And this is where I give him his flowers. He is genuinely, and I don't give a fuck what Ake says, he is the best scout in the modern era. 100% the best scout in the modern era. Every single person that he's played with has come to make waves into the CDL against our veterans, against the people that Aches was recruiting. That's my argument.
I don't think it has anything to do with censor. I think it does help a little bit having that veteran.
He does recruit them for what it's worth.
But my thing is, if you look at all the teams, Toronto has their academy, but it's like, I feel like they're a very close-knit like academy. Like, they only have a few ones, and like they keep it going, and then you might get moved up. Boston is like the team has a good challengers
builds up.
program.
They're the
and
best
almost
builder.
every player on the Boston Breach right now came from their challengers team.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, as a challenger, when you're looking at your opportunities for challengers team,
Go
you're
to
trying
Boston.
to get on Boston.
I see
who
your
has
point.
sensor.
Honestly,
you know what I mean? He's just there.
So you want to know
He's
what?
just in the right spot.
So Censor, I take my flowers back. You're
Fuck
fucking
flowers.
useless sometimes, man.
Get back on the jet
Get back
ski.
on the jet ski. Start making content. You're good at it.
Yeah, you can do your... But yeah.
So stop that shit that you're doing, and you need to lock in. You need to win a chip because you're starting to not be taken seriously.
And my boy, you might need to drop the AR and go back to sub. You are not an AR. You've gone SMG your whole career. I don't think it's helping your case, I'm gonna be honest.
So you're giving me, I can't work with 7, Doug. You know what I'm talking about, buddy. It's been 5 years now since that happened, okay?
Hey, and I'm gonna tip it. You tip you. You have been a pro. You done your thing. You're still in the scene. But
Look, I just want to see
you're like a Udonis Haslam.
I just want to see him humbled, bro. That's it. I want to see him feel
I
like
would
he's
love
the
to
best.
see him get into this CDL just to literally get dog walked for like 2 splits and get dropped, and him just be like, not
He's a
tanking.
genius. Oh, no, I completely agree. He's a genius, though. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I like Doug. I didn't follow Doug. Like, I followed his Twitter and shit. I still do. I like Doug. I don't hate Doug Martin. Censor, though, you gotta figure it out, dog. Like,
Hey, they did give you a skin though.
once you started saying, and I do rock that skin, and I call it Doug. Anytime that you bring up the GOAT talk and you put yourself in it, dude, I lose a lot of respect. I think you're delusional, and I know it's an act, but you need to get the good part of your act together as well. I digress. Fallen, do you have anything to say before I close this out, my friend?
Fuck you, Doug. No, I'm playing. Love you, Censor.
I love you, Censor, too. We just had to come in with the heat. You know what I mean?
Well, it might be chalk, my boy.
You were the 3rd most viewed Call of Duty creator of all time behind Nate Shot and Scump. I watched every single one of those videos. I missed that Doug. This new Doug's got to get it together. I don't give a fuck if you're top 250, buddy. Don't give a fuck. All right? Lock it in and win a chip. It's been you boys. I am Disciples. This is Fallen. And the Blender!
Yeah!